Welcome back to the Powerhouse. As promised in part one, we have the final car from the Birch stable, and this one, as the rest, is completely different. This one has two engines. Ian, will you talk me through this, please?
Yeah. It's 2 litre 16 valve engine with a gas flowed head and a pair of twin Delorto 45 carburettors on it.
No, the 2 litre wasn't standard until the Mark III. What is that?
That's right. The engines in these are actually out of an Audi with the 16 valve head on top of that.
Right, so what sort of power do you think you're actually getting from that?
It's getting 200 brake horsepower.
Wow. So is that both engines 200 horsepower?
Yeah, they're 200 horsepower each, yeah.
OK, now I notice you're running very big alloys on the front and the rear. What sort of sizes are we talking about there?
The 8x15s on the front and 9x15s on the rear.
Why have you gone for such large wheels on the back?
Just to help with traction and the handling of the car.
Right. Now, to get those in, I notice you've gone for the wide arch option. Have you bought those in?
Yep, they've come from direct from Germany, those.
Right, and DTM wing mirrors, a nice little touch, I like that. Have they been bought in as well?
They've been bought in, yeah.
OK. I just want to ask you a quick question about how did you get the two engines to run? Can you run them independently, or do you have to run them both at the same time?
No, if you're just running around, you just use the front engine. If you want to engage the rear engine, you basically just connect the gear linkage cables up and turn the ignition switch on, and you're away. They're both running. What
sort of problems have you come across in trying to actually get these to link up?
The only thing you've got to worry about is that they both select the same gear and that the throttle cables are correctly adjusted.
So you've got one throttle actually running both engines?
It's one throttle pedal, but two individual cables.
Right. I just want to know, what are the two reservoirs on the front in front of you?
They're for the hydraulic clutches.
And the two dials?
One's for the front engine for the rev counter and the other's for the rear engine. Right.
OK. Just moving down to the second engine, is it exactly the same as the other engine that's in the front?
It is. It's the same spec engine. It's 2 litre 16 valve, and it's also got nitrous as well.
Is that just running the rear engine, the nitrous?
It's not, no, the nitrous is on both engines, front and rear.
Right, and I mean, a tiny little touch has got to be these two huge exhaust pipes coming out of the back. Where did that idea come from?
The Lotus Elise has them coming out the back like that. It was took down to Scorpion in Nottingham, and they handmade the exhaust system for it.
Wow. And yet again, I take it as the Mark 1 that we saw in the first part, you've had to have the shell exactly the same?
Yeah, exactly the same. Same cutting out, same strengthening, same roll cage.
Wow, I mean, it's absolutely awesome. How does this handle compared to the other car?
This is a lot easier to drive because they've got the rear engine driving the rear wheels, front engine driving the front wheels.
Right.
So it does handle well.
So it's as good as having four-wheel drive,
That's
basically?
It, yeah, it's four-wheel drive when you want it.
But without the problems of a differential?
That's it, yeah.
Right. Now, I've got to say that Ian has taken this car down to the track, and it blew everything else out on the track away. Now, Dave's got that tape over there. Ian, thanks very much for coming along to the track, and thanks for bringing 3 fabulous cars here today. Next time you've got a bright idea, give us a ring.